Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll look at how we can view logs in a Kali Linux machine. Now we'll be running the commands on the terminal, and one of the quickest way to open the terminal is by pressing the Control Alt and T. So just press Control Alt and T together and you open the terminal. Now I'm running Kali Linux version 2024. If I do see OS release, I'm running the version 2024.3. Now in the older versions of Kali Linux, you'll find that most of the logs are found under var/log. So let me cd to var/log, and then I'll do ls here. Most of the logs were found in this directory. There's still a few in here, as you can see, that are application specific. For instance, we have logs related to XRDP, and the logs in this directory can be viewed using different commands like cat, less, and tail command. For instance, if you wanted to view these logs, what we could do is we could say cat XRDP log, and that would list all the logs, and you can use less to scroll log. That allows you to scroll one page at a time. And you also have the option to use, let me quit this, you also have the option to use like tail xrdp log. That shows you just the last 10, and you can specify the number you want to see. And you also have the option to refresh, which is -f here, which shows you live logs. So normally that's how you would view the logs that you find within this directory. However, in the newer versions, most of the logs can now be viewed using a new tool called journalctl. So the journalctl command is what we can use now to view most of the logs. If I type journalctl without any options, it's going to list all the logs in the system, but there's various options that we can use to filter the logs. So if I do journalctl-h, using help, we can see there's various options such as -k for kernel message logs. You have -b that you can view just the current boot, or you can specify the previous boot. You can use -s here to specify a date. So let's go ahead and see some of the options we can use here, including the -u, which allows you to specify the unit or the service. So the first one we'll look at is the -b. I can do journalctl-b, which shows us just for this present or current boot. So that's the -b specifies just the current boot, and if I wanted to see the previous one, what I can do, I can add -1 here, and then that shows us the previous boot. And I can also do real-time logs by using the -f for refresh. So that will be -f, and any logs that are coming in that are new, I should be able to watch them and see them. So for instance, if I try to SSH into this machine, let me open Buddy here, and this is coming from a different device, a Windows PC, and this is the IP of this Kali Linux device, and I'm going to try and SSH. We should see the new logs coming in here. So this is the window. As you can see, we got the new logs accepted password from, this is the Windows PC. Now we can also be more granular. What we can do, I can add like a grep if I wanted to say, I want to just see logs from a specific device. I can put the IP here, and then if the connection is coming from just that device, I can see that log come in as well. Moving on, the other option we saw is to use since. What you can do is you can say since here, and then you have to specify the date, and you can specify the date and the time. So for instance, I could say 2024 12/11, and then I'll say the time. Actually, you need to put the time here, so 10:00:00, and then you specify until what time, and then you put the date and time as well on this end. Okay, so with this option you also have the ability to specify hours, like let's say journalctl, let's say since let's say 2 hours ago, and you just show me the logs from the last 2 hours. And like I said earlier, there is an option to specify the service or the unit. So I can say journalctl and then -u for service, and then I can say SSH service, and that should show me just logs related to SSH here. So as you can see, it's all saying SSH. And finally, we can use grep to just pull logs that have a specific keyword. So journalctl, I can grab this. I can grab this and say I just wanted to see logs for SSHD, or like I said, I can just get logs specific to this IP address. Or we can just be more specific and say let's say logs are coming from this device right here. So that's all for this video. That's how you can view logs on a Kali Linux machine. Like I said, this is I'm running Kali Linux 2024. So what you might see might be a little different depending on what version of Kali Linux you're running. So I hope this information has been helpful. I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.